Oh, Steve and Larson! Don't you dare be sour. Clap for yourselves and feel the power. Yes. And all you people out there, you're watching Going In Raw with Steve and Larson.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found. And of course, taped live at the twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Want to give a quick shout out once again last night to all the friendos for joining us for Money in the Bank. That was a lot of fun.
It was.
Also a lot of fun, Larson. We did this past Thursday. We launched a new show for our Friendo Club TV members. $5 on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. That's where we're going to be doing all the voting on who gets to be chosen. We'll present every week at the end of the week 3 options to be the subject of the Numbers Don't Lie, a.k.a.
Going In Raw Math, the show, yes.
Going In Raw Math, the show, where we take science and math and friendos and our decades of learned experience, and we apply all that to wrestlers of days past.
Or present.
Or maybe present. Maybe present. You know, some new PC recruits. Why not? You know, math can be fluid, right? Anyways, so yeah, it was a lot of fun this past Thursday. I thought it was a really cool episode. Our first episode was on Bret Hitman Hart, and people seem to have a good time with it. It's available now, so it's also available on VOD, but you can join us live to watch it when we film it every Thursday. Right now on Patreon for YouTube channel members and for Twitch subs, if you join us live on Twitch, you can have access to the survey, so you can put your numbers in for the Numbers Don't Lie. For the equation we use.
And this week, we're talking about Sid.
So we offered up 3 wrestlers, legends, all.
Oh yeah,
Hulk Hogan, of course. Scott Steiner, the big bad booty daddy. No stranger to math himself, Scott Steiner. And of course, Sid. So for our $10 and up a month patrons, we let them choose which of these 3 icons.
Wasn't even close either. Wasn't even
close, Larson. What was the result of that?
I was like, last I checked, it was like 13-3-0. Hogan got 0 votes.
Whoa.
Sid dominated. Squash match for Sid.
Wow.
And voting is open now. I'm perusing the results as we speak. Some fascinating early results here. I can't wait till we get a larger sample size, really start getting into these numbers a little bit.
Are you going to be able to put aside your obvious, blatant
here's the thing.
Sid love?
I will put my fandom. I thought last week, admittedly, I'm not a huge Bret Hart guy, but I thought I set my own personal preferences aside and gave him what I thought were pretty fair scores.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the same for Sid.
Yeah.
I'm under no illusion that he's a great wrestler. He was never a great wrestler. He was just wildly entertaining. And
this pull a Bret Hart and say, yeah, wrestling is probably his weakest aspect. I give him a 7. You're totally going to do that.
I am not.
So yeah, the Numbers Don't Lie. We film it on Thursday. Sid's coming up this week. If you want to get your input in on that, or if you just want to watch it, patreon.com/Steve and Larson is a great way to do it. If you happen to watch us live on Twitch, if you have a Twitch sub there, or of course our wonderful YouTube channel members as well. Like, just click join. If you're watching this on YouTube, just click join, and we do all that stuff through the community tab, and you can check it out there as well. And of course, it's available on demand. And if you're listening to this in the audio realm, at $5 a month on Patreon, you also get access to our bonus content in the audio realm as well.
Yep.
So there's all that. Speaking of Patreon, want to give some shout outs to some new patrons here. Over the past week or so, we've had David Eaton, Don't Look at Him. I don't know how to freak. That's what it is. It's all like letters and numbers. So I'm old. I don't know how to decipher that stuff. Techno freak.
Yes, it can be difficult.
Kelsey Seymour, TB, Ryan, Tristan Serkis, Michael Gonzalez, a familiar name, David Wondolowski. Welcome back, David. And Bela, just this morning, about an hour ago, Bela is a new patron. So thank you very much.
Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
It's a great way towards supporting Going In Raw, making sure we can still do this.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's all that. And, yeah, dude, this is a news beef. Why don't we go ahead and
Dive right into
the
it.
news?
All right. First things first. So, Steve's doppelganger, John Cena, returned to the WWE last night at the conclusion of Money in the Bank to kind of confront Roman Reigns. At least told me can't see him. And Fightful Select, which you should go subscribe to Fightful Select.
Yeah, they're great.
They're great. Has some details on his current status with the promotion, reporting that Cena is considered, at least internally, a free agent, meaning he can show up on any brand, again, at least for the time being. Although it seems pretty clear he's going to be facing Roman at SummerSlam. Speaking of SummerSlam, Fightful also notes that Cena won't be required on the set of his next film, Argyle, until well after SummerSlam. So whatever scheduling conflicts, that were kind of supposed when news of Argyle came about are not anything to worry about. Obviously he's there, free and clear to wrestle this match at SummerSlam against Reigns. And it's shaping up to be a pretty solid SummerSlam card if everything reported thus far is true.
Yeah, we can just dive into that. This is kind of an interesting tweet from our friendos over at WrestleVotes, who do seem to have their finger on the pulse of what's going on within the inner workings of WWE. They say this. They say WWE is hoping to keep the momentum that they captured from Money in the Bank and keep that going through SummerSlam. This is the tweet. Talked to a few sources, and it seems as though WWE feels like they can absolutely keep the energy and momentum created so far this past weekend and carry it all the way through to SummerSlam. If they can, we are looking at an all-time pay-per-view event come August 21. Time will tell. Oh, I mean, come on. All-time? What is this going to be, Backlash 2018?
What
do they
all-time
think
worst. That was all-time worst.
Oh,
They're thinking all-time best. So you got Cena Reigns.
Okay.
Cena Reigns. You got Seth and Edge.
Ooh, first time ever. That's that's going to be a good match.
Lashley and Goldberg.
I
which
go
hopefully
back and watch that Edge match last night again.
Edge, Lashley Goldberg, which not a match I'm terribly excited for, but they usually book these 3 to 5 minute Goldberg matches where it's just finisher upon finisher.
I'm into that Drew Goldberg match. I was fine with that. You book Goldberg to what he could do, and you get the Goldberg rub. I'm about it, man.
Maybe they'll do Charlotte and Becky. Maybe they'll go that route. Wow. Another huge match. Probably Sasha and Bianca rematch. Huge match. And I don't know what they'll do for the Intercontinental and U.S. titles. We'll probably get the Mysterios versus the Usos again. Probably AJ and Amos versus RK Bro. That's a pretty solid card.
Yeah, I think, and in terms of all time, if they're trying to put together basically the WrestleMania that we've been robbed. I mean, this past WrestleMania was decent. Yeah. But night one was really good. I mean, day one was really good. But yeah, I think in terms of, hey, let's get out as many stars as we possibly can in terms of star power. Obviously they want as much star power as they can possibly get, and yeah, that's fantastic. Should be a hell of a show just in terms of spectacle alone.
Yep.
Obviously we're not going to get a 5-star affair out of Bob Lashley. I don't know what the Cena Reigns match would look like, but in terms of just sheer star power, that's WWE's thing. It's like, hey, if they don't do intricate, detailed storytelling on a week-to-week basis, they can bring the star power, they can bring the spectacle,
they can bring moments.
Yeah, they can bring moments, and if they're able to sort of piece all that stuff together like they did last night, it can be very satisfying. They can actually capture a bit of the zeitgeist in the moment. They can go trending and be the belle of the ball. Well,
and then part of that too is they make logical, sound decisions. As opposed to just throwing curveballs out there, maybe for the sake of throwing a curveball or to extend storylines or something like that. Every decision last night made sense. The only surprise in terms of why something happened were the Usos winning the tag titles. If that was on the main card, I was like, oh, Usos are winning.
Yeah.
I just didn't think they'd do that on the kickoff show.
If they for me, it was if they had more of an obvious sort of build to getting like the actual tag shot, but I think they just sort of randomly announced this. I first heard about it on like the .com when I went there. I don't know, sometime this week. Did they mention the tag title opportunity on Smackdown on Friday?
I believe so. Yeah,
they did. Okay,
I thought so.
I don't remember them making a big deal about it because it's in the kickoff show. But anyways, what last night felt like a definitively we're moving stories along. Mm-hmm. Things are being set in place. So yeah, with Big E, now he's got the briefcase. Nikki has the briefcase. Charlotte definitively tapped out Rhea Ripley so they can move on with all that stuff. You mentioned Becky Lynch, and I know that there were rumors that she was going to be on the SmackDown side of things. But everything says she should be on Raw, besides obviously where her husband's at, which I mean, I do still feel like, yeah, he's going to be taking on Reigns. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do with that because it feels like Seth is, I mean, they're building him to take on Reigns at some point.
Yeah. Well, if the draft is in fact postponed till October, they can have Roman and Seth post SummerSlam until the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not like Seth's going to win that, so you don't need it at it's a shame, though. It feels like that should be, because the next Big Four is not till Survivor Series, so you got to do that probably post SummerSlam, huh? Yeah, but before the draft. Yeah.
Yep.
They announced it. Yeah. Beans from me says they announced it Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember it being on SmackDown on Friday.
Speaking of the Usos, so they brought the tag titles to their faction with Roman Reigns last night, and but there's apparently been a move today, a roster move that can make one think that maybe that particular faction might be adding another member to their ranks. PW Insiders reporting that Jimmy Uso's wife, Naomi, former SmackDown Women's Champion, has, quote, quietly been shifted to the SmackDown brand. Could Naomi join Roman, Jimmy, and Jay?
Were you starting to dive into your Arby's counter voice right there?
No.
Yes, they should. They absolutely should. The whole story is about family. And if I'm not mistaken, a wife is considered family, right?
Correct, yes.
I thought so. So, yeah, that's great. Give her something to do. Conflict. Jimmy, why are you going along with this? Because Jay is my brother, and I kind of have to. It's obvious that he doesn't internally actually acknowledge Roman. Like, I think Jay is kind of broken. But Jimmy, yes. I don't think is broken. He's just doing it. No. And on top of that, I like how they've sort of also kayfabed the DUI into him, like, I don't have a leg to stand. Like, I can't stand on the moral ground right now. Isn't that kind of what you're reading from that?
Yeah.
Roman last night when he just said, and then you. And everybody knew. You kind of like that because everybody knows. It's just there, it's just the elephant in the room. And hopefully behind the scenes, he's, taking care of whatever he needs to take care of. But yeah, that's awesome. I like that. Where do you think they should go with that?
No, I think you hit it right on the head. Is Naomi's trying to get on Jimmy? Like, what are you going along with all this for? And as you can say, I'm doing it for my brother. Trying to get him out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I got to get in there before I can get him out
because I'm going deep cover.
Yep, exactly.
Is that song on streaming yet?
No.
Why is it that song was not? When's the last time you checked?
The other day, I think.
Really? You looked for deep cover the other day?
Yeah, I don't believe it's.
Why is that song?
It could be a licensing thing with the soundtrack itself because you can't like that soundtrack isn't on.
Right.
Isn't on streaming.
And it's like not easy these days just to grab. Remember back in the day, you could just grab a CD, rip a song off it, and then put it on your device.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that anymore.
Well, I'm sure you could.
What's that?
Maybe you could. It's just harder now.
Yeah, I would have no idea. Like it'd be an all day affair for me to just figure out how to get one song on my phone. Yeah, Terrorize the Set. I think there's a licensing thing with a movie they did the soundtrack for.
Could be.
Anyways, enough of this Dr. Dre talk. Let's
good
talk
song,
about. It is a really good song. That was a great movie too. If you haven't watched Deep Cover, it's solid. There was like a whole bunch of early '90s sort of like New York crime dramas like that. You know, they're cool. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Impact Slammiversary. Wildly fun.
Great show.
Wildly fun. Impact has been the discovery of, I had never heard of this company before, and all of a sudden this young startup company comes out of nowhere in 2020 and blows us away.
It's not. They've been around for like 20 years, basically.
Yeah, we just always didn't really watch it.
We didn't show them any respect.
We didn't show them any respect. You know what, dude? They shot themselves in the foot so often. It was kind of difficult to, like, it was like, hey, they'd go through these really great stretches, but then you'd always think, yeah, but isn't that the company that did like a legit fired or feast thing where they like fired a guy like after winning a match or something?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, Impact, they're great now. They're absolutely great. And this was just a terrific show. Just chock full of, you want surprises? You want shit you didn't see coming? Kickoff show. Havoc and Rosemary thrown together tag team. Got the knockout tag titles from Fire and Flava.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming, especially after Havoc got the win on Impact.
Right?
On Tasha Steelz.
Oh, man.
I was like, go home math. There's not going to be a title change. Sure enough, title change. Shocking.
Was there like a more fun job, I would think, maybe creatively, than Scott D'Amore? This dude has to shuffle people coming in, people coming out, these elaborate like 3-day taping schedules they have that they're supposed to fill like 2 months of programming.
I know.
And this guy, and I don't know, I'm sure he uses all of his producers that are backstage too or whatever, but he's like the Kevin Feige of wrestling.
Doesn't Tommy Dreamer help with creative?
Yes, I think he does. Yeah. And so they're just there. They got all this stuff, and there's all these wrestlers. Who got released? Who's a free agent? Who's getting signed? How do we then maneuver that stuff? Oh, this guy can't make the taping. Who do we bring in? And it works. It works so well.
Yeah.
If you want 2 hours every week of just wrestling action with both the future of wrestling and the old stars of all like different
Johnny
promotions.
Swinger. Yeah.
Like Johnny Swingman. I mean, you could just watch Dynamite, but there's also Impact as well.
There's also Impact, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have access to a Twitch, you can watch that. You don't need cable or anything.
You don't need cable. Exactly.
You don't need cable. Just watch it
on
Twitch.
Get on your phone. Hey, you got 5G? Get on your phone. Twitch.com/Steven Larson.
Yeah, we talk about we do our co-streams. We talk about Impact too.
I mean, if you want a bunch of dudes talking over the broadcast, come to us. If you want just a pure feed, you can go to Impact.
You can go to Impact Wrestling. Yeah, Twitch. On the main card, kicked off with Ultimate X, which saw Josh Alexander defend his title against Chris Bay, Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, P.D. Williams. He successfully retained that title. What a wild bout, full of insane spots.
What was your favorite spot here, man? For me, it was the human centipede of submissions.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, too.
Started at the top, and then Chris Bay was like connecting.
Who?
Chris Bay! I fought Chris Bay! Was connecting the top and the bottom. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That destroyer that PD hit off someone's shoulders was pretty great. It was pretty crazy, too.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty, again, great. Chris Bay taking that in the end, Chris Bay. Josh Alexander was up there wrestling with who was he jockeying for position with? Trey Miguel? There's two people up there, and he ended up getting that title. After Ace Austin tried to do a springboard to break up the wrestling for the belt and just ate nothing.
Yeah. Man, I know you like, I know we both like Moose quite a bit, but, oh, man.
Let's go jump ahead to that one.
I want to see, wait, what? Oh, no.
Oh,
I was going to say Josh Alexander. I want to see him cash. Are they still allowed to cash in?
Oh,
can they still do that? Plan the option C?
Whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah, are they still allowed to do that?
I don't know.
I have no idea. But if he did that with Kenny,
off Kenny.
Yeah. Oh, terrific. Because they're building him up. Mm-hmm. That Iron Man match, now this. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's awesome. That's
They're making a star out of Josh Alexander. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Next, Matt Cardona, mystery partner, taking on Brian Myers, Tennille Dashwood. We all thought it was to be Chelsea Green. It was, in fact, Chelsea Green. She's back at Impact. This was a fun match. It was great to see her back. She didn't do a ton of this match because she had a cast on her arm.
She literally has, she has a broken arm.
Yeah. So she did hit a destroyer. Her and Cardona got the win over Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood. It was a lot of fun.
It was cool. He was the hot. He was wearing his own version of the hot mess outfit.
They were doing the
too.
half and half thing, the two-face
The half
type
and
deal.
half thing. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got W. Morrissey defeating Ed Edwards. Yeah.
W. Morrissey.
And what might have been W. Morrissey, Cass's best match as a professional wrestler that I've seen.
This is a hell of a match. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if I forget if he was in any of those wild card finals matches.
He did have a feud with Daniel Bryan. I believe their last match was pretty decent, but I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. There's something connected with this one. I thought it was actually really, really solid.
He's clearly in the best shape that he's ever been in. He looks like $1,000,000.
Yep.
Ed Edwards is a hell of a wrestler. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this is definitely a standout match for W. Morrissey.
Yep. After that, we had an impromptu match. Madman Fulton and Shera come out, and they're complaining about how they weren't allowed to be ringside for Ultimate X. And then Scott D'Amore says, well, you want to complain here, take on these two gentlemen. Finjuice, they're back at Impact. In the matter of about 2 minutes, they defeat Madman Fulton and Shera.
Pretty quick match here pretty quick win for Finjuice.
Yep.
Shocker of the night, Larson. Shocker maybe of 2021.
Well, shocker result, at least.
Shocker result was Chris Sabin. Thank you. I keep on forgetting what part of the hand he's from. Defeating, he's there at the sort of the little crevice between the thumb and the
where the thumb meets the palm. Yes,
the palm.
right,
yeah,
that's where Detroit is.
Chris Sabin defeated Moose
with
like a roll up. Yeah,
pretty shocking. Moose had the best gear of the weekend, though.
Oh, man, that entrance gear. And, I mean, even the ring gear. But the entrance gear is like a half sash thing that came through.
Yeah.
It was all like gold and silver, and it had Moose written on it.
It was great.
Oh, my gosh. He looks like a walking $1,000,000.
Yep.
But, yeah, Chris, unfortunately, you know, you can have the best entrance gear if you're wrestling Chris Sabin from the Motor City. Yeah, you got to be careful with those roll-ups, and that's what happened. So. He got caught with the roll-up, so we'll see where that happens. We'll see where that goes this Thursday.
I mean, hopefully this makes Moose angrier, and he just goes and absolutely annihilates Chris Sabin on this next round of tapings.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had tag match next. Violent by Design defending against the Good Brothers, Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and then Fallah Bahh and mystery partner, which turned out to be No Way Jose.
Yeah.
He's gone by No Way now.
He's just No Way now, yeah.
No
but
way.
It's all just No Way Jose. Like, I'll be honest with you.
He has the dancers and all that stuff with him.
Would WWE even bother sending them a cease and desist if they just called him Jose or No Way Jose?
I mean, they may. I don't know.
You know, it's like, now we got to drop a cease and desist. Like, does it really matter? So, yeah, it was really cool to see him. Haven't really seen him at all, I think, since he was released a while ago. Mm-hmm. So this is really cool, and they had the Swingman's Palace crew do the conga line thing.
Mm-hmm. Also, we should note here that they ran a video package saying that Drama King Matt,
formerly known as Aiden English,
and that's awesome.
Friendo of the Twitch stream here.
Yep,
fellow Twitch streamer.
Yep,
Aiden Drama King Matt. So he's going to be showing up in Impact. And then, of course, everybody was wondering. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, the Good Brothers got the win in this match here. Mm-hmm. Who took the pin? You remember? It was Fallah Bahh took the pin, I think, didn't he? Did he take the pin? No.
It was Rhino. Rhino took the pin.
Rhino. Did he? Okay.
I believe it was Rhino that ate a magic killer.
And then, of course, the big question was who would be Deonna Purrazzo's mystery opponent for her title defense. And it turned out to be Thunder Rosa, which was awesome. Great surprise. She had some really terrific entrance attire, too, of her own with that headgear and stuff. Really, really fun match between these two. Deonna Purrazzo got the win here. And then Mickie James comes down and invites Deonna to NWA's upcoming Empower pay-per-view, which is the all-women's pay-per-view thing. So she's going around and she's making invites saying, hey, you want to come? You want to come?
Deonna says, no.
No.
Pass.
Pass. Yeah, I said pass.
Pass.
And then, oh my God, this main event
was great.
Kenny by God Omega versus Sammy, hardcore wrestler from TNA.
The
Callahan.
hardcore guy from Impact, yes.
Yeah.
This match was brutal. There's a pizza cutter, a fork.
God.
Gosh.
This was a brutal ass match. Kenny's just wrecking himself en route to, I hope, after All Out, is just a massive vacation.
Well, I mean, he might have to get to Bound for Glory, which they announced during Slammiversary. It's going to be October 20-something from Vegas. It's going to be in Vegas. So
what's the... Yeah. It's going to be really interesting the next 6 months to see what they do. It really will be, because it might be the kind of thing where he just drops everything in succession. Like All Out, at this point, you got to feel like All Out's got to be the first one, right? Like that's going to be, he drops the AEW title. And then I wonder how soon it's going to be before he does his sort of dropping titles tour. If that's even going to be a thing. I mean, AAA, you never know. AAA is kind of the wild card here. They might just be like, no, we're good. We like Kenny. Yeah, he's going to stick around.
Entirely possible.
Unless he tells them straight up, I can't. I'm not going to do this anymore. I can't.
Yeah, I need a break.
Here, just, can you get Lenny Omega to defend for me? Whoever that guy is you use for those renders, can you get him?
Yeah, get him.
He looks like me.
Kind of.
He looks vaguely like me.
Kind of.
Put some jeans on him. He looks just like me.
Really fun match, though, between Kenny and Sami Callihan. Kenny ended up getting the win. And then afterwards, Switchblade, Jay White.
Yes. Knife pervert.
Comes to Impact, walks down the ring, has a stare down with Kenny and the Good Brothers. They throw up the two sweets. The show goes off the air as seemingly David Finlay is sprinting out to the ring.
So this was great. This was just to set it up. We're sitting there watching. We got a live stream, 600 people or so watching, right? And we're all like yelling for Jay White to throw up the two sweet, right? We're like, come on, man, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. Kenny's like, doobie. He's like, well, what's going on here? And then some dude comes bolting, shirtless with jeans on, has like a man bun maybe. Comes bolting from backstage, but he gets 5 yards in and they cut. And you just see him in the background. So it's like the fidelity wasn't there.
Don't know who he was.
To see who the hell this guy was. And he wasn't wearing anything so obvious. And so everybody's blowing up Twitter. What was that? What was that? And I went back and I was like, still framing it. Couldn't figure out who it was. Nope. It was the most Impact thing ever. Truly. That's why Impact's the greatest. And so we're all like, what the hell's going on here? So Sean Ross Sapp, thank God, he was there in attendance. That dude is all over this broadcast. Tall Sean. And he tweeted out, hey, this is what happened. Finn Juice comes out. Blade Runner. Something else. What happened exactly? It was Finn Juice comes out?
And attacks Jay White.
Knife pervert, yeah. And he gives out like a Blade Runner or something, right?
I think so.
Somebody?
Yeah. We'll probably see that on Impact this week.
Yeah, probably. That was amazing.
Great.
That was
great.
Amazing. Yeah.
You want to answer some questions? Yeah.
Yeah, let's answer some questions. Oh, we got a Raw preview first, man.
Oh, sorry. John Cena opened Raw after stunning WWE Money in the Bank return. Done. That's all they got.
I'm going to go to WWE's Twitter account. That's where
I was
the
just
real
there.
info drops.
I was just there.
Listen. You have your sources. I have mine.
I was just there. Like literally.
Right here. I bet you don't know this one. Bet you don't know this one. According to WWE's Twitter account, thanks to Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, Raw descended into absolute chaos on this day in 1999. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
I was probably watching it, though. Live, probably.
Probably both were probably together watching that because we're old. Yeah, let's go ahead and answer some questions.
Let's do that. Patrick Sparks, B-Man, who will have cry face more by the end of this Reigns Cena program? That's really going to be the thing. Is we all know that Cena has given previous versions of the Roman Reigns character cry face.
Yep.
Will the shoe be on the other foot? Does head of the table Roman have it within him to give John Cena cry face?
So I don't think, number one, nobody is ever going to give John Cena cry face. I don't think John Cena has ever gotten cry face before. He's had squirm face, if you've ever watched like Total Divas.
Yeah.
By the way, I think Queen of the Ring, Alex, if I'm not mistaken, on Mondays. I think she watches that on her Twitch stream.
Oh.
She's been starting that ever since she wrapped up Tough Enough. And I was watching along last week, and there was like a scene of Cena and Nikki, and they're talking about marriage, and they're in a restaurant booth, and that booth, he looked like he was in a 2 foot by 2 foot booth. He looked like he was just, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. She's talking about marriage and kids right now. So that was the closest I've ever seen John to having cry face. It was more like squirm face.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna have cry face. Roman sure is not gonna have cry face. Cena will be lucky if he doesn't get put in the deal.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think
that's
anybody's
Edge's
gonna
deal.
cry
The
face.
deal is Edge's deal more than Roman's deal.
Well, Roman might want to use the deal. I don't know. He's put Edge. He put Edge in the deal last night. Maybe now he's like, hey, I'm gonna add the deal to my repertoire.
Your deal is mine.
It's my deal now.
It's my
new
deal. Now.
It's a
no
new
longer
deal.
your deal. It's my deal.
Right. It's the
Sean Lathrop just wants to know where our Church of Friendos merch is at.
Working on that. We have open lines of communication with Church of Joshi. We're gonna have that. That's gonna happen.
Darius Corey, if you booked a cross-promotional Survivor Series match between AEW and WWE, who would it consist of? All right, you pick. Who do you want, WWE or AEW?
Well, I'm the WWE mark. You're the AEW
right, go
mark,
ahead.
so we'll
Go
do
ahead.
that. Cross-promotional Survivor Series. Okay, so I'll put up Karrion Kross.
Interesting. All right, Cody.
Oh, wow. Okay, Cody wins. I'll put up...
So it's 5v5. 5v5 here.
Oh, okay. So I got Karrion Kross. We'll get Keith Lee.
Okay, good. Hangman Page. He'll be champ by then.
Okay. I'll put up champ then fine. I'll put a Roman Reigns.
Oh, all right. Miro.
Oh, that's good. I mean, you still lose because I got Roman, but and then I'll put up
Two more. You got two more.
I need some people. I'll be the Usos then. I'll put the Usos tag team.
all right,
Throw a
all
tag
right.
team in there.
All right, Young Bucks then.
Perfect. Ooh, what a solid match that was.
That would be a good match.
Even
Jason.
with but before the match happens, Cross gets taken out
Yeah.
by Team AEW, and then I put his replacement.
You got to put Triple H as his replacement so he could face off against Cody.
Yes, that's good.
And then Triple H can laugh his way through the entire match like he did that Survivor Series match several years ago.
That's good, yeah.
Jason Lewis with Impact seemingly having a working relationship with New Japan, AEW, AAA, and the NWA. What do you do if you're a Ring of Honor? I think you just keep your head down and you work. You just try to build your own product the best you can. You tell your stories, put on great matches, and then hope people, there's some good word of mouth going around. That's what you got to do.
I mean, that's one thing we didn't even mention is that they had the Bound for Glory promo that had logos for all those companies. Yeah. So it seems like that's going to be some big. Impact's killing it with this Forbidden Door stuff, man. Apparently they got the NWA thing going now.
Yeah.
If you're Ring of Honor, that's the exact right answer. You just put out the best stuff you can. They got a little bit of buzz from their Best in the World show. I saw some stuff on Twitter. So you just keep on doing the best that you can, and maybe you'll get a phone call. Maybe you'll get a phone call. Maybe AEW will be like, hey, what is it going to take for us to get I don't even know if they'd want All In at this point, though.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
I was talking to for bits and pieces, but I was talking to Rob about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you remember that card? And I was like, yeah, it was awesome. He was like, yeah, Okada versus Marty Scurll. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Joey Ryan match.
No, I remember that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tessa's on the card.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
I was like, holy crap, Rob, you're right. So I'm sure there are aspects of it that they would love to have to be able to show, hey, this is the genesis of the company. But in terms of being as a whole programming,
that'd be
I'm
nice.
sure they kind of don't care also,
It's entirely possible. Blake Elizondo, so there's been a lot of fire-based wrestlers, but John Morrison is one of the few water gimmicks. Make a Captain Planet team of wrestlers, water, fire, earth, heart, and wind. Bonus points for Wrestler Captain Planet. Wrestler Captain Planet is Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah, Yeah, that was like literally his gimmick for a spell. It was like
Yeah.
Captain Planet. Yeah.
So water would be Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
Fire. There's a lot of choices there. Seth. This whole thing's Burn It Down. Bam Bam Bigelow. His
Kane.
gear. Yeah, I guess Kane.
Kane would kind of be my guy for fire.
There you go. Earth.
This is a phrase, salt of the earth, MJF. But it's not really. I don't think of him when I think Earth.
No. Heavy Machinery era Otis.
That could be. Muted Mayday says The Rock. Rock can be found on Earth.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Man Rock Mountain.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Thank you, Adam.
Heart. Well, face Johnny Gargano in the Indies.
Yes.
He was all heart.
Yeah, that's good.
And then Wind. Tyler Breeze.
Oh, that's good. That's good. She's like the wind. Anthony Tobias. If Vince let the women of WWE compete in the NWA Women's Tournament, who would he send? Asuka?
Mm-hmm.
Give me, we need 3 names. Asuka. You need 3 names that you don't want to necessarily send your people that are the most overpowered.
Asuka, Zoe Stark.
Oh, that's a good one.
And
I'd
Shayna
send-
Baszler.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's a good lineup. I'd maybe do Io Shirai instead of Zoe Stark. Or Candice.
Candice would be good. Dalen Dula, a large paper plate manufacturer, has just selected you to receive an exclusive trial run of their new, more sustainable line of plates. What pro wrestler do you invite over to help you test their structural integrity and general usefulness?
So we both know that Baron Corbin loves to cook up lots of meat.
Mm-hmm.
That can be pretty heavy. Maybe, hey, yeah, I could fit 5 steaks on this.
It's John Morrison, because what is most likely to compromise the integrity of a paper plate? Moisture.
Water, yeah, the drip. Gets the dripstick out.
Yeah.
Hey, splash hole. You know what I do appreciate, though? I've been seeing this a little bit on wrestling Twitter. There's a lot more appreciation for Morrison these days because of how good he's been, all the good work he's putting in.
He's been so good.
He has been really good. Rob Zerver, speaking of Rob Zerver, says, we saw Edge lock in an STF on Roman last night, foreshadowing Cena's return.
Mm-hmm.
If each of you were wrestling Roman, which superstar return would you foreshadow, and which move, gesture, thing would you use to play into it? Well, I wonder if CM Punk might come back because Nakamura used a GTS.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The real question, Larson, is what move would you use to foretell the arrival of the master and ruler of the world, Sid?
I'd maybe poop my pants.
Which would be realistic for if either of us were in a wrestling match anyway.
Exactly. I still want to find out if that's confirmed that he actually did poop his pants during that match.
That's good. That's good. I would... my dude is stone cold as Steve Austin. So I'd start calling for Liquid Death. Somebody be at ringside chucking Liquid Death. They'd be flying way past me because I'm I can't catch for shit.
Yeah.
They'd be flying past me. One would ding me in the head.
Indubitably, yes, without a doubt.
But yeah, that's what I would do. I'd start calling for Liquid Death.
Garrett Coulter says, would you rather take a big ending from the top of the ladder like Seth Rollins or get slammed to the side of the ladder like Kevin Owens? Give me the big ending. Just landing on Big E's shoulder.
Oh my God, you're just landing. Yeah, you're just landing getting slammed on the side of the ladder. I would I would not be able to walk again.
Yeah. No, thank you.
It'd be terrible.
Let's see here.
Hugo Longheavy has a good question. How did the Mysterios get possession of Rawgate technology?
We said they could take whatever they want from our shows.
Well, in kayfabe, I'm assuming the Rawgate what was that thing? It was like the briefcase with like the Rawgate tech files in it or something like that.
Yeah. The whistleblower papers.
The whistleblower papers. They got their hands on the whistleblower papers. But the problem is once you go through Rawgate, like their power is sapped. They're drained. So they're like, oh, why do I feel like crap right now? And then they lose the match.
Yeah.
In unspectacular fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
a roll up.
The whistleblower got to them. That's where Daniel Bryan is, by the way. He's not re-signing with WWE because he found out that they're going to start implementing Rawgate technology. And look what happens. Peacock goes down. And on the episode that Rawgate debuts, that's not a coincidence.
It's not at all. Kyle, when do you expect Nikki Ash to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase, and against whom should she cash in on? Note, I hate to admit it, but I have a feeling Nikki is going to be Otis. I hope I'm proven wrong. I think you would agree with that as well. If they have a roadmap for this story and they actually see it through, I mean, it should be Charlotte that she cashes in on. I mean, I think the path you laid out before, where she has a program with Alexa, kind of gets whatever aspect of the Fiend that is taken over her out, and then sets her sights on Charlotte and has a good babyface cash in. That could be pretty huge. I
personally feel there's a world of difference. Otis, even to this day, and I like what they're doing with Smooth Otis. Otis has never been presented as an actual human being, as a three-dimensional character. First, he was, famously, he was just like, really round ball of horny. Oh, my beach. Like, he didn't talk like a normal person talks.
Nope.
And it's hard to relate to that. Like, that's not somebody that realistically, hungry garbage man. It's not really something that you can relate to.
No.
Nikki is absolutely 100% somebody you like. She has had an actual character arc of redemption. Like, she was basically like sewer dweller in NXT. Yeah. And now she has gone through Alexa's help. She became like a proper, presentable person. And then, her confidence was low. So, hey, I can persevere. I can get back up. I want to be a superhero, but I'm realistic about it. I'm not actually a superhero. Like, it's been an actual story arc. Like, she's so relatable. Like, it's a real story.
It is. Jonathan, how did Champ Larson sleep last night? I slept pretty good.
Nice. Good.
Slept pretty good. Go grab those belts from the next day or so. Tom Talks Rubbish. So just want to thank you for your support of my interview with Adam Pacitti. It's very much appreciated. My question is, what non-wrestling YouTuber would you like to see appear on Matt Chat to give their opinions on wrestling? What non-wrestling YouTuber?
Non-wrestling.
Let's take Dan out, because I know Dan is, strictly speaking, a non-wrestling YouTuber.
Daniel. I'm trying to think what non-wrestling YouTubers. Oh, the dudes from Cartoonist Kayfabe, like Ed Piskor.
Okay.
That'd be rad. That'd be really cool. I don't know if they follow current wrestling, so we'd have to modify it a little bit. But just to get them on the show would be fun, talk about what they were into when they were kids and how that sort of might have influenced the, their comic book stylings, perhaps. That could be really cool. I'd friggin' dig those guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They are what I had always wanted to be, man. They were coming up big time when I was trying to come up big time in comic books, but I sucked, so I failed at that, and then they succeeded. But I succeeded at something else, so there you
go. Real Jamie says, would y'all ever consider making tier videos together like a debate style?
I'm not opposed to it. I do that on Wrestle Juice right now because I know Ross and I think Sam do that over on Cultaholic where they have a longer format. It's like an hour long usually because I think they get into more debate about it. So I don't know. It kind of depends. Like Larson and I have talked about, doing a second channel where we can do shorter form stuff like that. So we'll see
stuff. Yeah,
we'll see if we come up with something that doesn't add too much to our plate because right now, even just going in Raw the way it's done currently is kind of a full-time gig. So adding more to that might not be the easiest thing in the world, but we could figure it out.
Yeah.
And Alex does tier videos as well.
Nick says, hypothetically speaking, let's say Becky doesn't challenge Charlotte at SummerSlam. Which wrestler besides Nikki Cross would be best fitted to step up to that challenge? Assume it's not Nikki. It's not Becky. Let's even take Rhea out of it.
Becky doesn't challenge. Well,
Alexa.
God, I really just want them to get to the story where Alexa's no longer the Fiend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do that. Because I just don't... The playground stuff is boring. It's just boring to me.
Just doesn't work. It hasn't really worked. I mean, I think Shayna and Charlotte could be a really good match.
Oh, that's the answer. That's 1,000% the answer. You're absolutely right. It's Shayna. Yeah, they need to break her away from that Reginald business.
Mm-hmm.
Sober Chad, do you feel that title reigns in WWE are less prestigious considering the turnover rate? No. I think that when you look back on something like Roman Reigns' current title reign, it'll be like, wow, that was a dominant run. When you look back on Brock Lesnar having the title, it was like, wow, that was
400 whatever days. Yeah,
that was a dominant run. I am curious. One thing that I thought would be kind of fun to do with you is to build the perfect WWE single brand roster. Like what names would shockingly go and what names would stay, So
you'd have to have, you just couldn't have like 30 main eventers. This wouldn't work.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the main event scene would be it would be like Roman, Lashley, Drew. Like if you could choose 5 guys that you have.
Oh, you mean just from, I thought you meant like all time.
No. I'm talking about if right now today they're like, we're ending the brand split.
Yeah.
We're going back.
Gotcha.
Part of me does kind of wonder, like, I don't know if that. Typically speaking, in the WWE, there's always been like one belt that's sort of treated a bit more prestigious than the others, and these days it's a bit more muddied. But it's kind of obvious that the Universal title is.
Yeah, Universal title is the A title.
It is the A title, but. Yeah, I do feel like the days where it was like, oh yeah, Hogan, he was the man, Austin, he was the man. I mean, I know there was a brand split when Cena was the man, but like usually whatever title he wasn't involved in wasn't the A title,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like that's one thing that AEW has for them. I mean, all the other promotions have for them is that they're all single brand. They all have their title that all their guys want to go after. With WWE, it's like you have so many different options. Sometimes it feels a little less whelming.
Yes. Got Adrian C here on the Twitch. Says back when they broke up the New Day, it was reported that WWE had big plans for Big E. That he even said, "I'll believe it when I see it." Do you think last night was part of the plan, or did things change after a successful Intercontinental reign earlier in the year?
I kind of find it difficult to believe that they would have had him winning Money in the Bank that far out. I feel like that what he was referring to specifically was probably an Intercontinental title run. Because WWE is very much a let's do this and see where it goes. It's
a week by week situation. Yes.
It's like, hey, we'll give you a run for a couple months and see what the response is.
Yeah. Yep.
And seemingly they understood that, hey, this makes sense. What we're doing right now makes sense. I am really curious to know at some point if somebody has the inside scoop on, okay, how was that decision reached? What metrics were used? Were any metrics used?
Yeah.
Was it
all Vince's gut?
Was it that day that Vince was like, he's great. Look at all that meat on him. He's a lot of beef. But Vince has always loved the New Day.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's been plainly obvious, yes.
That's going to do it for us. Twitch chat. Stick around. We'll answer some more of your questions. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.